Hey everyone, Jay Staples, Sober Caddy, infamous Sober Caddy Chronicles sweeping the internet. And what's your rush? What is your rush? Is a question I've asked many people that I'm working with, and just in general, people just being around early recovery and so forth like that. Everyone wants to have drastic positive things happen overnight, and they want to get a promotion at work. They want to find happiness and peace and contentment, and have all these blessings, miracles, promises, and that come true in the course of long-term recovery. They want overnight and so forth like that. And so I always caution, what is the rush? You're implementing a design for living that truly does work. And up to that point, before you got into recovery, before we took drugs and alcohol out of the picture, life was crumbling down. You were a broken person, and whatever the circumstances and consequences that led you to seeking long-term recovery from drugs and alcohol, it was ultimately because drugs and alcohol were your master. You were a slave to drugs and alcohol, and no matter how we want to word it and so forth like that, drugs and alcohol had taken away everything. If you were like me, drugs and alcohol destroyed everything, from the family to relationships to health issues to every aspect of my life. And when I got into recovery, I had a lot of the same assets and I had a lot of the same experiences and so forth like that, but I had to put recovery first. I had to get firmly planted, both feet on the ground, walk through life sober and in recovery according to spiritual principles. And that doesn't happen overnight, and you can't just expect the world to give you favors just because you're taking drugs and alcohol out of your life. There's no hurry. If you truly fall in love with long-term recovery, if you truly put the tools and the spiritual principles outlined in long-term recovery, miracles, blessings, promises happen. You will be able to look the world in the eye. You will know a new life, a new freedom, a new happiness, a new way of life. It doesn't happen overnight. And if you put recovery first, recovery focus is how I always put it. If you put recovery first in every aspect of your life and walk through the course of life, great things happen. But don't be in such a rush, because all too often we rush back into work, and we rush back into the family, and we rush back into fill in the blank, and recovery and sobriety and all the things that long-term recovery teaches us and we implement in our lives get thrown to the side because there's new responsibilities and everything wants to be back to normal and so forth. We're in this rush to get back the wife, the husband, the children, the job, the life, the happiness, the friend, whatever it is. You also have to realize that your drug and alcohol abuse has destroyed some relationships, has destroyed some way of life, has destroyed faith and trust, and that doesn't come back overnight. If someone gives you back faith and trust and love overnight without seeing some kind of change, I wouldn't trust it. It's surface level. But true relationships and true jobs and true passions and true whatever it may be is always going to be there. And long-term recovery has not taken anything away from your life. It's actually enriched your life. It's empowered your life. It's empowered to find your passion. We've got the ability to rewrite our story. The story can end however you want it, but let's keep turning the pages. Let's not have the ending the very next page, the very next day. Just because you made this decision to get into long-term recovery, and away from drugs and alcohol or whatever that vice you have, gambling, sex, shopping, whatever it is, it's not going to happen overnight. Let's stop expecting things to happen quickly. But let's put recovery first in every aspect of our life. That's not just when you go into a meeting. That's not just when you work with someone else. That's in every aspect of your life. You take the spiritual principles outlined into your job, into your life, into your relationship, into the way you treat people, into the way you walk through life. Great things happen. I know this because I see it all too often. The people that are rocky and can't fall in love with recovery and don't put recovery in their life, and don't put spiritual principles in their lives, and don't fall head over heels with this design for living that truly does work. They just take a piece here, a piece there, a piece there. It's not going to work. Surface level. What's the wrong?